What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another beginner Pilates workout. I'm gonna link the warm-up up in the cards if you wanna start there, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. If you wanna come into a comfortable seated position, that's gonna be a really good spot for you to start. I want you to find your sits bones, that bony part at the back of your hip. Plant your sits bones down into the mat. So that may mean you have to move your butt out of the way. That's okay. Your sits bones are gonna be your anchoring point down on the mat. And then I want you to bring your shoulders so they come right on top of your hips. Roll the shoulders down and back. Hands come right to the tops of your legs. And we'll start here by taking a deep inhale. You can fill your chest and your belly up with air. Maybe you let the shoulders float up towards the ears. And then we'll exhale, drop the shoulders down and back, let all that air go. We'll do 3 more like that, inhaling to lift the shoulders, lift the chest, fill the belly. And we'll exhale, drop things down and back. Good, we'll do that 2 more times, inhaling to lift. We'll exhale, drop things down and back, let all that air go. And this will be our last one, inhaling to lift. We'll exhale, drop things down and back. Good. From here, we're gonna do kind of a similar series to what we did yesterday. We'll swing the legs around so that they come out in front of us. Feet are gonna be just about mat's distance apart. And we'll flex our feet. I want you to reach your arms out in front of you, nice and long. Take an inhale to find some length in your spine, and then we'll exhale, draw the belly button in towards your spine, coming into spinal flexion, rounding a little bit through your upper back and just reaching the fingertips forward like I'm trying to pull you through the screen. We'll take an inhale here down at the bottom, and then we'll exhale, draw the belly button in. We'll restack our spine in space. And we'll just do that 2 more times. Inhaling up at the top, we'll exhale, draw the belly button in. Pull things or push things forward. Imagine I'm pulling on you. Inhale at the bottom, another big exhale, we take it back up. Last one here, we inhale to sit up nice and tall. We exhale, draw the belly button in, roll things forward. Think about pulling the shoulder blades apart. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, take it right back in. Good. From here, we'll keep the feet right where we're at. I want you to inhale, rotate over towards the right corner of your mat. We'll take an exhale right here to draw the belly button in. You'll start to roll yourself down onto the mat, holding that rotation over to the right. We'll come all the way down. Your head's gonna be the last thing to touch down. And once we get down there, we'll take the arms out and around overhead so that we rotate over towards the left. We'll exhale, tuck the chin into the chest. We'll roll up the left side of our spine and bring everything up. I totally just realized that I'm mirroring you guys. I'm gonna stop doing that. We'll rotate back over to the right. We'll exhale, roll things right back down. Good, head drops down. We lift the arms up and around overhead. We'll now come over to the left side of our body. Sorry if that was confusing. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, push into the hips. Lift yourself right back up. And we'll keep moving like that. So we go from the left around to the right around to the left. So exhale, draw things in. Thinking about rolling down on the left side of your spine, taking the arms up and around, over to the right. We tuck the chin to the chest, bring things right back up. Good, and then once you're reaching over towards those right toes, we just take it right back down. Roll down the right spine. It's okay that if you slide around a little bit on your mat. It's not a big deal. It's gonna happen to all of us, just kind of the nature of these exercises. We'll just do this 2 more times, all the way through, circling out and around. I know by the end of these, like I'm basically all the way off my mat, and that's okay. Good, 1 more time, we roll it down. We'll take it up and over. And then we bring things up on the left side. Good, and then once you get up there, you can just take a forward fold through center, reaching over the legs, reaching down to the center of your mat. Now from here, we're gonna lay ourselves all the way down onto our mat. So you can scoot your butt forward, bring everything down. I want you to lift your legs so they come up into a tabletop position, so the knees are right above the hips. Hands are gonna come to the tops of your legs. We'll extend the arms all the way. So when your arms are fully extended, that's how you know if your knees are up above your hips. If your elbows are bent, then our knees are too far in. If the hands can't reach the legs, the knees are too far out. So you want some pressure between the hands and the legs. Now I just want you to take a second here. We think about pushing the hands into the legs and the legs into the hands. See if just thinking about making that connection engages you a little bit into your core, maybe into your low abs. Just push hands into legs, legs into hands. Good. Take a deep breath. I'm like, I feel engaged already. From here, we'll take a dead bug. We'll inhale, take the right arm and the left leg out. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Same thing on the other side. We'll do left arm, right leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Now, if you started to extend your leg out and you felt like your low back was lifting off of the mat, then in that case, we've gone a little bit too far. And instead of kicking your leg out at about a 45, you can kick your leg upward to more of a 90. And that's totally fine. That'll help you to maintain stability in your low back, stability in your pelvis as well. Good, we'll just do one more on each side. One. And last one. Good, and then I want you to drop your feet down, bring your hands down by your sides. We'll just rock our knees so they come from side to side. Taking a breath. Taking a second to reset. Now from here, what I want you to do is keep your, we'll keep the left foot down on the mat. We're gonna lift the right knee so it comes up above the hip. Keep your hands and your upper body, your head down on the mat. We'll take an inhale. You're gonna kick your leg forward. We'll exhale, bend the right knee, take the knee back above the hip. Now remember, if you have a question about where the knee is in line with the hip, you take your right hand to the top of your leg, extend your arm out, that's how you know. Inhale, we push out. Exhale, we take it in. We'll do 4 more. 4. This is 3. This will be 2. And last one. Knee stops up above the hip. Arms are gonna come up over your shoulders. Now from here, we're gonna take an exhale. We pull the knee in towards our chest, framing the right leg. We'll inhale, shoot the right leg out. Arms go up overhead. Big exhale, we squeeze it in. Inhale, we take it out. We'll do 4 more. 4. This will be 3. This is 2. And last one. Good, everything comes in, arms come down, right foot drops down. Take a second, you can drop the knees from side to side, and we'll do the same thing on the left, lifting the left knee up above the hip. Again, you can take the left hand to the top of your leg. That's how you know if your knee's right in line with your hip. We'll keep the head, the hands, the shoulders down, and you'll inhale, kick the left leg forward. Exhale, bend the knee, pull it right back in line with your hip. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, pull in. 4 more. 4. This will be 3. Check in with the hips. See how things feel. This is 2. And last one. Good. We bend the knee, lift the arms up above the shoulders. Big exhale, we'll pull the knee in towards our chest, framing the left leg. Inhale, we kick the left leg out, open the arms back. Exhale, we squeeze it in. Think about pulling belly button to spine. Inhale, we lengthen out. 4 more. 4. This will be 3. This is 2. And last one. Good, now with that last one, everything can come down. You can plant the left foot down on the mat. And again, just rock the knees from side to side. Take a deep breath. Good, okay. From here, I want you to squeeze your legs together. We'll come up high onto our toes. Hands can stay right out by your sides. You can keep your hands down by your hips. Now from here, we're gonna work through a little bit of rotation with the hips, not with the rib cage. We wanna stabilize the rib cage. We'll take an inhale, you're up nice and high on your toes. I'm pretty sure I said that. We're gonna inhale, tilt the knees over towards the right. Don't let your rib cage twist. Don't let the shoulders twist. We'll exhale, come up through center. Inhale, rotate to the left. So dropping the knees to the left, your hips are gonna move and that's fine, but we're not moving from the belly button up. So everything else stays still. Now, if you feel good here, you can lift the feet off of the mat, knees up above the hips. We'll tilt both knees over one way, through center, and then we take it over the other way. You can move from there, that's fine by me. I kind of like toes down on the ground, gives you something to connect to. And I feel like for me, that helps me to connect into my obliques a little bit more. We'll do 2 more on each side. 2. And 2. This will be our last one. From here, feet can come down through center. Take a second, drop the knees from side to side. Nice deep breath. Okay. From here, we're gonna roll over so that we come onto our right side. And don't worry, it's not going where you think it's going, not doing what we did yesterday. You'll make a little pillow for your head with your biceps. You can bend through the left elbow. I feel like I'm mirroring you guys and I keep forgetting. Roll over onto your left side, left hip down, left arm down. We'll stack the hips, stack the knees, stack the feet. Can you tell I've had a long day of teaching? We'll take the right hand, you can bring it right down in front of you, and I want you to find a little bit of space between you and your mat. We're gonna hang on to that space, and then we'll lift the right arm up so it comes up in line with your shoulder. We'll take an inhale here. I want you to drop your fingertips down right there in front of you. A little rotation in the shoulder. We'll exhale, open back up, and I want you to take your arm back and behind you without moving your hips. Exhale, we take it through center, drop the fingertips down in front of you, and then open it right back up. We'll just keep moving like this. So here we're rotating at the rib cage, just like what we just did, rotating the knees, okay? But we're rotating the rib cage and not letting the hips move. So if you start to open back, especially there, and you notice that your right knee is sliding back away from your left, we've gone a little bit too far. We'll do 3 more, just like this. 3. This will be 2. And last one. Good, and then we'll bring everything in. Right hand's gonna come right there in front of you. We're gonna press ourselves up, and we'll actually keep the hips, knees, and feet stacked. Left hand comes down right beside you. Right hand's gonna come behind your head. We'll open the elbow out nice and wide, and we'll take a single arm mermaid push-up. You'll inhale, bend into the left elbow, lower yourself down to the mat. Exhale, we press ourselves away. We won't do a whole lot here, so don't worry. This one is one that is deceptively challenging. 4 more. 4. 3. This is 2. And last one. Good, we're gonna keep the left hand down. I want you to kind of kick the legs behind you. We'll lift up off of that left hip so we come into a modified side plank. Reach the right arm up. You'll inhale, thread the right hand underneath the right side of your body. I need to scoop my hand back. Exhale, we'll lift it right back up. Inhale, we thread. Exhale, we lift. We'll do 4 more. 4. This will be 3. 2. And last one. Good. From here, we take everything in. You lower the left hip down. Just come off of the left hand. Give yourself a little circle through the wrists. We'll do that same thing over on the other side. We'll just go right into it. So swinging the legs around, we'll take the right hip, bring it all the way down to your mat. We'll bend the right elbow. You can make a little pillow for your head with your bicep. And same thing with the first side. We'll stack the hips, stack the knees, stack the feet. Take your left hand, give yourself a little bit of a hug, slide the fingertips underneath you, hang on to that space between your rib cage and the mat. We'll take the left arm so it comes up above your shoulder, and then I want you to inhale, tap the left fingertips down right in front of you. Exhale, we open the left arm up. You can take it back behind the body so long as your hips and your knees stay glued together. Good, we bring things back in, tap the fingertips in front of you. Exhale, open it up. Only coming back and behind if you can keep your knees, your hips, and your feet stacked. We'll do 3 more right here. This is gonna be 2. And last one. Good, we'll take the left hand down in front of us. I want you to bring it to your mat so you can use it to help you press up. We'll press off of the left hand. Right hand comes down to your mat. We'll keep the hips stacked, knees stacked, feet stacked. Okay, and you can break that right hand just slightly forward of your shoulder. Left hand comes behind the head. Open the elbow out nice and wide, nice proud chest. We'll inhale, bend through the right elbow. You lower yourself to the mat. Exhale, we extend, press away. Remember, we're not doing a whole lot. Always aim for 4. If you can do more than that, awesome. And if my counting doesn't line up with what you're doing, that's okay. We'll do 4 more. 4, 3, this is 2, and last one. Good, keep your right hand down on the mat. You can swing the legs back behind you a little bit. You maybe even have to bring the right hand in. We'll press up off of that right hip and then reach the left arm up above the shoulder. From here, we inhale, thread the left hand underneath the right side of your body. Exhale to open right back up. Now you can look to your fingertips as you move. If that doesn't feel so nice on your neck, look down to your right hand. We'll do 3 more. 3. This will be 2. And last one. Good, now with that one, we can take everything down to the mat. Take a second, rock out through your wrists, give it a little roll, a little shake. And now from here, we're gonna pop ourselves up into a tabletop position. So I'm gonna come around this way. Hands are gonna come down to your mat. Knees are going to be back. And we'll set up so that the shoulders are right on top of the wrists. Your hips are gonna be right on top of your knees. I want you to spread your fingertips out nice and wide. So you press into your fingertips, you press into the knuckles and the heels of the hands. And then we'll take the right leg. You're gonna shoot the right leg back behind you. We'll take an exhale, lift the right leg. Inhale, lower it back down. Just tap the toes down to the mat. As we move through this, I want you to try your best to keep your hips squared off to the mat. So sometimes that right hip likes to open out. If you look like this, we've gone too far. I always over exaggerate, so I'm hoping that you don't look like that with your right hip all the way opened out. If you do, just readjust. It's an easy adjustment. 3 more. 3. This is 2. And last one. We'll lift the right leg back up, try to hold it in line with the hip, and now we'll draw a little rainbow. We'll take the right toes, you're gonna cross them back behind you, over to the left corner of your mat. We'll go up and over, bringing the right toes over to the right corner of the mat. And I kicked everything that was right behind me, so I need to move around. Draw a little rainbow coming to the left side, and then the right. We'll go left and right for 4 more. 4. This is 3. This will be 2. And last one. Take a second, you can bring the right knee in, maybe come off the wrists. We'll do one more thing right there. I want you to bend the right knee, you're gonna point the toes, and now we'll exhale, push the right toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, take things right back in. Your knee can come underneath the hip, that's all right with me. I want you to imagine you're trying to poke a hole through the ceiling with your toes. You send a lot of power out through the foot. And we'll just do 4 more right here. 4. This is 3. 2. And last one. Good, right knee comes down, your right leg can come all the way down, and then just take a child's pose. Press your hips to your heels. Arms are gonna go long in front of you. You can press down a little bit into your mat so you get like a little bit of traction. Just think about pressing. That'll be helpful. Good, and now from here, we'll reset into our tabletop. We'll do that same thing now over on the other side. So I'm gonna flip so you can now see the left leg. Hands are down, knees are back. We got the shoulders so they come right on top of the wrists, hips right on top of the knees. This time we shoot the left leg back towards the edge of our mat. We'll just exhale, squeeze the left glute, lift the left leg. Inhale, tap the toes right back down. Lift and lower. We'll lift and lower. Good. Now again, just like with the first side, we're trying to keep the hips squared off to the mat. If you start to feel like maybe you're leaning over into the right hip, we'll want to adjust that too. We'll do 4 more. 4. 3. This will be 2. And last one. Good. We'll keep the left leg up in line with the hip, point the toes. We start to draw that little rainbow, crossing the toes over to the right side of the mat. We'll draw an arc up and over, bring them over to the left. Tricky part about this one is not moving your opposite hip, so that right hip is working like crazy to keep you stable. We'll do 3 more. 3. This will be 2. And last one. You can take the left knee in for a second, shake out the wrist, take a breath. We'll do one more thing right here. Once you're ready, we'll bend the left knee, point the toes. You'll exhale, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, take it right back in. The knee can come underneath the hip. That's all right by me. And just take a second, check in with the rest of your body. Can you press up and away from the mat just a little bit, creating some space between the shoulder blades? Can you put some pressure into the fingertips? We'll do 4 more. 4. This is 3. This will be 2. And last one. Good, now from here we can take the left knee down, press your hips back to your heels, reach the arms long in front of you, take a deep breath. We have one more little thing to do up on the wrist, so when you're ready, I want you to meet me in a modified plank position so that your hands come underneath your shoulders, your knees are gonna be back behind your hips, so just a little bit different than the tabletop that we just did. Now from this modified plank, we'll just take a deep breath. And then I want you to tuck your toes under. We'll take a big exhale. You're gonna press the hips up so we come through to a down dog. Try and press your heels down. It's okay if you can't. And then when you're ready, just walk your hands in towards your feet. The feet will plant all the way down onto your mat. Hands will come down. We'll take a deep breath right here. And then we'll start to stand all the way up. I want you to pull the belly button in. We'll roll ourselves up, rolling up inch by inch by inch by inch. Head's gonna be the last thing to lift. And once you get up to stand, you, my friend, get to stay there. I want you to come to the center of your mat. If you need a second to breathe or need a drink of water, now is an excellent time. We'll bring our feet out, so the feet are a little bit wider than your hips, and we'll bring the arms out into a T. From here, we'll take a standing saw. We'll inhale to rotate over towards the right side of our room. We'll take the left hand, reach it towards the outside of your right foot. We'll exhale, squeeze through your side body, come up through center, and then inhale, rotate over to the left, reaching the right hand down to the outside of the left foot. Exhale, we'll come up. We'll do that 2 more times each side. Inhaling to rotate to the right, reaching over, exhale, coming on up, and then inhaling to rotate to the left. We'll exhale up through center, and 1 more time each side. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, squeeze and lift. 1 more to the left. Inhale, rotate. Exhale to squeeze it up and lift. From here, we'll drop the hands down. Turn your toes out. Keep your feet out nice and wide. We'll bring the hands to the hips, and then I want you to inhale, bend at your knees. Lower down into a wide plie squat. Exhale, we'll push into the heels, stand back up. Now this one's gonna look and feel a lot different for everybody. For me, I have really flexible hips, so getting a big external rotation like this is no big deal. But if this doesn't feel so nice on your hips, you are more than welcome to take your feet in a little bit closer and hinge forward from your hips as you lower down into that squat. That's all right by me. Good. We're gonna do 4 more like this. 4. This is 3. You'll be here for 2. And last one, I want you to find that low squat, hold it right there, and you'll give me little tiny pulses. Pushing into the heels, we'll lift 1 inch, we'll lower 1 inch. Good, we'll lift 1 inch, and we'll lower 1 inch. We'll do that 4 more times. 4, for 3, this will be 2, and last one. Good, we're gonna stand all the way up out of that squat, and I want you to bring your feet together. So the feet are about hips distance apart. All 10 toes are gonna point forward. I want you to sink down and back into a squat. Now from here, we'll shift our weight so we come over into the right leg, hip, knee, ankle, all in line. I want you to come up onto the left toes. We'll take the left foot. You'll inhale, step your left foot out. Exhale, bring the left toes in. Inhale, step out. Exhale, pull in. We'll do 4 more. 4, for 3, will be 2, and 1. We'll bring the left foot in. Go ahead and stand up nice and tall. Take a second, take a breath. We'll come back down into that squat. This time you shift your weight over into your left leg, hip, knee, ankle, all in line. We'll come up onto the right toes and you'll inhale, step the right toes out. Exhale, bend the right knee, take it in, step it out, pull it in. No movement in the left leg. We're just moving through the right leg, creating a little bit of instability in the hip. Right, that's why this is challenging. We'll do 4 more. 4, for 3. This will be 2. And last one, take your right foot in so the feet are about hips distance, stand it up, and then we'll go right back down into a squat. Inhaling to lower, we'll exhale, push into the heels, create a little bit of tension through the inner thighs, and that will help you to stand right back up. We'll do 4 more. 4, for 3, this will be 2, and last one. You find that nice low squat, you hold it right there. I want you to think about drawing the belly button in so that we flatten out through the low back, and you'll give me tiny pulses. Pushing into the heels, it's a 1 inch lift and a 1 inch lower. We'll do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're gonna stand all the way up, take a nice deep breath, take a second to kind of march out through your legs, get a little bit of blood flow going. From here, we'll do just one more thing. I want you to walk your feet out wider than your hips, kind of like the same distance we had them to start in that wide plie squat. All 10 toes are gonna point to me, and your hands can come to your hips or up to your chest. On your inhale, I want you to shift your weight over into your right leg. We'll sit down and back into the right hip. We'll exhale, come up through center. Inhale, we sit down and back into the left hip. Exhale up through center. We'll keep moving like this from side to side. Same thing we kind of did in our skater, down in that squat, stepping the foot out and pulling back in. I want you to think about the same kind of things. So we're sitting down and back, trying to get the hip, knee, and ankle all in line. It doesn't really matter how low you can get into this squat, so I don't really care about depth. I care about form. I care that we are stacking bone on top of bone, creating the most stable environment for ourselves. That's what's most important to me. Good, we're gonna do 2 more each side. 2 and 2. This will be our last one. And last one. And then I actually want you to come back over into the right leg, sit nice and low. You're gonna give me little tiny pulses, pushing into the heel. 1 inch lift and 1 inch lower. Really small, slow and controlled. And I'm just hoping and praying that my microphone cannot pick up the sound of my hip clicking in this. How embarrassing for me. We'll do 4 more right here. 4 3, 2, and 1. We'll press up out of that squat and then sit down and back into the left hip. Hip, knee, ankle all in line. You'll push into that left heel. It's a 1-inch lift and a 1-inch lower. Really small, slow and controlled. Good. Good, you'll give me 4 more. 4, or 3. This will be 2. And last one, we'll stand up out of that squat. Take a breath, take a second. I know I said that was one last thing, but this kind of feeds into it. It's all interconnected, okay? So don't be too mad. We're gonna keep hanging out on the right leg. Now we're gonna work in a little bit of balance work. So I want you to inhale, sit down and back into your right hip. On your exhale, you'll push into your right heel. We'll shift the weight over into the left leg. You'll step that right foot in so we come up to stand. Okay, inhale, we step it back out. We go down and back. Exhale, we bring things back in. We're gonna do that 4 more times. 4. This will be 3. Keep moving nice and slow. This will be 2. And last one. Once we take that last one, we do the same thing on the other side. Step the feet back out. Now we move over to the left. We inhale, sit down and back. Exhale, shift your weight to your right foot, squeeze that left leg in. Step it out, pull it in. So a little bit of a balance challenge as we move from our squat into standing. That's okay. It's not so challenging that you can't do it. Always remember that. We'll do 4 more. 4. Don't fall. This will be 3. I'm really just saying that for myself. This is 2. And last one. Good, with that last one, we're gonna bring everything to the back of our mat, whichever side you wanna deem the back. We'll take a big inhale, take the arms around and up. We'll exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, reach down for your mat, and your feet, make sure they're just about hips distance apart. We'll take an inhale here to bend the knees, come down into a nice deep squat. We'll exhale, push into the heels, press everything back up. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling to bend the knees, exhaling to push the hips up. 1 more, we inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, press up. And now from here, we'll draw that belly button in. We'll roll ourselves all the way back up to stand. Head's gonna be the last thing to lift. And that's where we're gonna wrap up today. I'm gonna link a little bit of a longer stretch up in the cards. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. Remember, you guys are awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I'll see you in our next video.
I just can't resist.